Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. I wish that every time I came before you in this manner, that I could tell you great and exciting, joyous news. But oftentimes I find myself bringing to you such negative news. And I guess negative news also presents the atmosphere for a change, a growth, new development, which can in itself be as exciting as this here negative thing could possibly mean. I just want to tell you this though, as I look back over societies, and it seems to me as though every last one of them built on exploitation of its own people, of others, and every way that it can possibly be utilized. It seems as though people, individuals, nations are taking advantage of it. And I must say that history indicates that this is nothing new. It's been going on for quite some time. And I mean, to implement and keep this process going, people go to great extremes. You know that there are people having genocide visited upon them right today because there are others who have designed a system that profits certain ones and others are not. And usually it comes to a heel and faces have to meet face to face, and you have rebellion. Rebellion everywhere, but rather than these systems giving in, a rebellion is an indication that people are fed up, that people have some grievances that are not being dealt with. That's what a rebellion basically tells me. And it would appear to me that if people gave a heck about one another and somebody's group of people start rebelling, you'd want to sit down and find out what's the problem. How do we resolve this matter? Not just having to fight it out, saying that we are not going to give in and satisfy you. You want something beyond what you've already been given. You're going to have to take it, and I don't think you're capable, and so on and so forth. You know the end of that story. In my own country, we people call progress. One time, women have no say in what's going on. Another time, anybody that's poor has no say. You don't own property, you got no say in things. Another time, a whole group of people. All of these times, you can get to see a picture of the ignorance of the people. The ignorance of the people. And right now, in your day, in your time, when all of the problems are going around in this country, and we can sit back and look at people yesterday and say how ignorant they were, and not see how ignorant we are today that allow this crap to continue. We know that governmental systems are nothing but designs of people that are set up to benefit some at the expense of others. We know that. It doesn't even take a God to tell us that. We see it every day. We see people in power who can't stand another people. And yet they making rules and regulations and laws and policy that they want these people who they can't stand to follow. And you as a people sit up and say, that's okay. Oh, we gonna protect it. I mean, how dumb and how silly can we be? There is one way to guarantee that justice is implemented, and that is that our happiness, our peace, our prosperity is predicated on that same extended to others as to us. And if it's real for me, it's real for you. That's justice. Plain old simple justice. Nature can't give you any more justice than that. So if you want to live, we got to stop letting these liars, these gangsters, these mobsters, these secreteers come into humanity and destroy it. Every human being in the United States of America should have access to unlimited, unrestricted education. Any fool knows that education is a good thing, especially when you get a chance to use it. And everybody knows that if you're ever sick, the first thing you want to do is be treated and get well. Nobody on the face of the earth want to get sick except a few perhaps who want to use their faith. And they got a right to do that. None of us should stop them. But for everybody else, and we know this, and yet we make it so difficult for people to get it. What in the world can make people act like that? Food, clothing, shelter, yes. Everybody. And yet we come up and allow a system that got some of us sleeping on the bridges and pasteboard boxes, got us on welfare, rocking and look like we're looking for a handout. How can we allow something like this to continue to exist? Well, maybe a lot of people got a lot of different reasons. Some of them do it out of fear. Some of them do it because they just don't know any better. And some of them do it just because they don't want to rock the boat. And then there are those who just won't go along. Robberizers, rogue, you know. But in order to get something better, in order to move from the women having no say to having some say, in order to move from slavery to non-slavery, it has to do with somebody having something to say. And a lot of dying. Because people who, it's just some weird people out here. I don't even know how to describe them beyond what you already know it to mean. And what you know it to mean is exactly what it means to you. Truth of the matter is, it does not have to be. We can stop at any time we want. Whew. As I sit here, I think, how can I, for 33 years, sit here and beg people to wake up, to live, and to empower one another, and to let or allow nothing to come between the happiness that we as a family can create amongst ourselves by doing things the right way. And the right way is by treating others, you and each of us, like we want to be treated. Ooh, it seems to be so simple, and yet we got these systems. And here I am telling you this. And you might ask amongst yourselves, well, what are you doing? And the answer to that is, I'm doing a lot of talking. But at the same time, I have made up my mind, as I have indicated to you over this net, is that I am focusing on doing what is right. And as long as the laws that exist within this particular system are right, I'm obeying. You have no problem with me. But when there are policies that are set up to deny me and others our right to life for some simple reason that the majority or their representatives have determined that it's not important enough for them yet, and so I don't count. Well, I'm not following those rules because the power that made me, keeps me around, makes that a forbidden alternative. Forbidden. I must allow the spirit of truth to live in me and not be bound by somebody who says slavery is okay today. Man, how can anybody think about following rules and regulations like that? And yes, we know they'll put us in jail for not following it. That's the devil. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you one other thing. I'm going to leave you alone for today. People putting you in jail because you don't listen to that which they have designed to oppress you. People will put you in jail and ultimately kill you and get away with it. That's evil. That is wrong. That is demonic. That is satanic. And people go along with it under the banner of serving God, loving God, save God's child, all of that. And who am I to say that they're not? Well, I'm not God, but I can say this as another individual. What you're doing is sickening. It is sickening. Now, you can call it godly if you want to, but for me, it is sickening. Bye-bye.